and you've been in Ethiopia for the last 3 weeks, and even you travel more than me.
Oh.
You know more places than me in Ethiopia. So how do you find Ethiopia? I mean, you've been following Ethiopia through social medias and through the music reaction, everything. Even you have a lot of Ethiopian friends before you come here, but experiencing it is different. You said that as well. So tell us about that difference and what you feel, and both the positive and the negative side. Like 2020 is brutally honest, so let's be brutally honest.
Honestly, I'm still processing everything that I've seen because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and for some reason, I just can't think like a lot when I'm here inside. I feel like I need to go outside. Like when I go back, maybe to Tanzania, I'll be able to capture all these, memories and moments that I had. But when I was traveling, I realized that first of all, we have a lot of talents. That here in Ethiopia, talking about in Africa, right? We have a lot of talents that's not yet discovered because of opportunities or where they are. Like when you go to the countryside, I met this one young guy who is very, very talented, right? And I was sitting there, I was like, this guy, he could represent Ethiopia or Africa to Olympic Games, right? That's how talented he is, but he's wandering around the fish market in Hawassa. Is it Hawassa?
Yeah,
Hawassa, yeah. And he's doing show, like you're going there, you're eating your fish, and then he's doing show like this, so you give him a little money. But I'm like, these are the talents we have, right? I realize we have a lot of talents. Hospitality, man, like Hawassa is my favorite city, guys. And it's because of hospitality. A lot of people, they don't know me. And when I go, I don't even speak the language, but I just connect with them. I connect with them. God has blessed me with a wonderful smile. So everywhere I go, I can't say anything, but I can just smile, and then I connect with them right away. I experienced a lot of love. I went to Hawassa, and the welcoming party was amazing. It was great. And I think up to now, what I've been experiencing is the positive side of everything. Like honestly, I don't know if I can say this, but my desire before I leave, I wanna go to other regions as well, right? And especially those regions that have been affected by the war, because I wanna hear the stories. I wanna see people, I wanna talk to them, and I wanna experience that, right? I wanna see what has happened, and I think that is the sad part, of it. But this place is beautiful, and the people are beautiful, and I just, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I have to say this on this stage, but I had this experience about the talented boy that he mentioned. I go to school in Hawassa for higher education, and there was a lot of challenge among those kids because they're having tough life, and we even created a project that can support them, but because of financial issues we couldn't succeed. But they live the harshest life because they drink fuel and they do drugs, and they damage their lives, and they die too young, every one of them. And it's sad. You mentioned that, so I feel the negative part of it.
Just to say that, it's a sad part, right? It's not something that we like to talk about, but that's what I felt, when I was meeting these little kids, right? I felt like, I just hope that I had the ability to do something about it, but the only thing I can do now is talk about it, right? And try to see if there's something can happen, and it's not just here in Ethiopia, right? Anywhere you can go around Africa, you'll see, and that is the future of Africa. I'm 29 years old right now. I don't know how long I will live, but we'll be gone. Those are the future leaders of Africa, right? I met this one kid, this one young kid, right? And he asked him that, hey, who do you want to become when you grow up? He told us that I want to be rich. Say, oh, rich? And then what do you want to do with your money? Say, I want to buy a plane. I want to buy a plane and I want to go to one region. I'm not going to mention the name. I want to go to one region and I want to kill every single one of those people. Okay, it's sad, but when you hear what this little kid has been through, you'll be like, I do understand what you're saying. And he's a little kid, right? This is the future of Africa. And when I heard this story, I cried a lot because I don't know how we can change that, right? Because when you're a little kid, I mean, you can learn stuff and you never forget. Little kids, they never forget because their brain is fresh. The person that can tell you that they keep memories forever. They never forget, right? But this, not just here. Talk about the entire continent of Africa, and you see that you're like, man, we are in, the danger time, and that's why there's a need for people like us and people like us who are here in this room to save those kids. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I just know that we need to do something about it. Yeah.
So let's proceed to One Africa and how it is doing. Like, I remember you saying that. Do you think you can achieve this in your lifetime? And you said, I feel like I'm going to try until I die, and I don't think I'm going to achieve it. But since you've been here and since you've experienced a lot of things, I don't know the nearest time that you, in your imagination and from your experience, when do you think One African can be achieved?
Well, I believe now that I see One Africa in our generation, our generation right now. For me, before I die, I must achieve that, right? That's why I work hard, because not only me, but with people that we're working together, including you, we're working hard because I want to see that right now. I want to see. It started a long time ago. We all know that, right? But our focus, what we're focusing on, we're focusing from the bottom up. We're not leaders, we're not political leaders, we're not in the government or anything. We're just normal Africans who experience or see the effects of division we have in our continent. We experience it, we see it every single day, we live it, right? And we are tired. We want to be united, regardless of all the differences that we have. We want to be one. I don't want to see my brothers and sisters be killed because of division. I don't want to see that. I want to see us coming together with our differences. Even if they don't put a sign that right now, can have borderless Africa, tribeless Africa. Then guys, it doesn't mean that we don't have tribes, but it just means that we come together, we look at each other and we're like, you're human, I'm human, you're African, I'm African. You deserve to live, I deserve to live. I'll protect your life, you protect mine. Right? And I think it's possible. Because in One Africa right now, the people that we have, not everybody thought it was possible. There's some people who came and were very skeptical about the idea, but they kept coming, and now they're part of it. They're like, you know what? We're going to fight this with you. Right? And that's why I believe it is possible, because if I look at someone differently, I can change that in my mind, right? I can start looking at that person different. Like, a lot of time if you'll ask people why you hate that tribe, or why you hate that person, or why you hate that, they will tell you things that they have been told, right? And even things that they experienced before, they'll tell you that. But the question is this: do you want to die or do you want to live? And none of us want to die. We want to live. So the road of division, it leads to death. There's no other better way to say that. Because I deserve to live then. No, you don't. No matter what has happened. The load of division, it leads to death. And it's just a matter of time. Like, yesterday maybe was that person that I don't even know. Today, my neighbor right there. There's one day it's coming after you, right? So there's no other way. If you want to survive, we have to become one. And not forget everything that we haven't known, but we have to understand that all these differences we have is the beautiness in us as African, and diversity of culture and belief. It's the beautiness, and we need to embrace that. We need to embrace that. It's hard. It's hard, but it's worth it trying, because it's gonna save lives, and anything that will save lives, it's worth trying. And that's what I'm saying, One Africa, because we are going to save a lot of lives. But if we don't embrace that, then we are going to lose a lot of people. We are losing right now. And I don't want to see that. Do you guys want to see that? Do you guys want to see that? It's a question. Do you want to see that, baby? You don't want to see that. Then there's only one option.
Just give a chance to the audience. Anybody want to ask questions?
Okay, thank you for inviting us, Itagasu and Ethiopian Academy of Sciences. And it's a beautiful place, and I'm really happy that it is preserved like this. And so I want to go straight into the challenge. Okay, so as you promote One Africa, not many people, of course many people would like it, but at the same time many people could misinterpret it in a different way. And even when some people talk about humanity, it's really difficult, because people always have grievances as victims, as oppressed people, and there's the narrative of the oppressor and the oppressed, and people not having the same justice, maybe, of how to live. And then when you talk about One Africa or humanity, people may consider it as luxury thing. So how do you solve that? And I know you are not the one to answer all these things. It's a question for all of us, but maybe your reflection. And the other thing is, how do you see the role of art and these cultural exchanges and things that you do now in helping break the narrative, break the cycle of this narrative of me telling my children on who to hate and who to love and so on, all these things, how it helps. And maybe the role of education, because we are also in Ethiopian Academy of Sciences, and what's the role of education in such issues? Thank you.
He's the one to answer, and then you know the answers that they give. Answer for yourself. Okay, the first question. Well, we don't solve it. We don't solve it, and this is how I see it. When I look at issue and I see that there's a problem here, the initial thing to do is that we have to solve this, right? And I believe we don't have to solve it, because we can't. And that's one of the things that I always receive questions and criticism sometimes. Oh, do you think you're gonna achieve One Africa? A lot of people have been fighting for that for so long, for many years, and it never happened. Do you think you're going to achieve that? I know that I'm going to achieve. I don't think that, but I know that I'm going to achieve. And the reason why I'm saying we don't solve it, because My focus is me to be one with Betty here, to be united with her. And I'm looking at what we do have in common to become one, to be one, to have a conversation. There are things we don't agree with one another, but we're still sitting here, we're having conversation. I can tell that from your messages you texted me. But we are still sitting here and talking to one another. And she might not even believe that we can achieve one Africa, but you know, when we do this live stream and when you go out and talk to people, I actually believe that, oh, this is one Africa. Would we argue in our live stream, you know that? You know, sometimes, yeah, sometimes me personally, I get pissed off and I'm like, oh, I cannot believe you think like this, right? But we still have conversation. So what does it tell me? Tell me that, well, we might not solve all the issues that we do have. And even when we have one Africa, we still have issues. People that will still continue to die and all this stuff. So if I'm focusing on that, on solving that, I'm not gonna reach to where I wanna be. My focus is here where I am right now. Yes, we have issues. Yes, we have problems. We'll always have issues. We'll always have problems. We'll always face them. But what do I do right now with what I've been given, with people that I do have right now? Do I, just because you think different, I'd be like, okay, you know, go away. I'm going to focus on someone else who think like different. No, we're going to have a conversation, right? And at the end of the day, we might agree to disagree, but we're going to talk, right? And if we disagree, that's fine. Okay, we disagree, but we're African, right? We are African. And that's what I'm trying to focus. That's what I'm trying to do, right? And, you know, recently I've said something that a lot of people, they didn't understand. When I say that, you know, my tribe is African, my tribe is one Africa, a lot of people didn't understand. And even my people, you know, some of them, they got mad that, you know, why are you not talking about your tribe? Why are you not talking about your country? Why you're trying to put all these things together? And like, why are you trying to ignore this diversity we have and put them together and just say that my tribe is African? And then I realized that the reason why we don't have a united Africa, one Africa, is us. Maybe because we don't understand. So when I say something like that, someone didn't understand, right? Someone didn't understand. So the reason why we're still having all these things, because we still don't understand what does it mean to be one. We don't understand if you're one Africa, like how many lives will solve. We don't understand that. We just think that we say no to our identity, we say no to what we do have, and we just want to bring Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, and become one. You know, we want to forget about our languages and want to use Swahili, the same language. You know, some people say that Tanzanian language. You know, we don't want to learn it because we don't really understand. But and it will take some time to understand. And I'm glad because, you know, we do have people like you, Sadeke, who understand this, right? And we can always talk about it. We can talk about it and talk about it and again talk about it. Talk about until the moment we understand, because everything, most of things that we're struggling with right now, it was brought to us, right? It's not something that we initiated. No. You've spoken about education system. Most of countries, the education system we're using right now, it's not even African. It's from somewhere else. That's what we're using. The books we read is from there. That's why most of us, we want to go to study abroad, because I would rather go to study in the UK than studying in my country using the same system from there. I would rather go there and have a British professor and hear from him directly. We don't appreciate what we do have, because the system, it's about outside. Even though we are not colonized and we are in this situation right now, but the system is still colonizing us. But we have to change that. The education, these are deep questions, Sadeke. Man, why are you asking me these questions? the education, we have to change that, you know. For me, as a One Africa guy, right, the best thing I can do, you know, our mission, we say authentic knowledge, right? Teach our people who we really are. And there are a lot of people who came and say that, yesterday we were having a meeting, Ebenezer, you were there, and this one person, he said that this one person is African, he was born in Caribbean. You know, those are brothers and sisters from outside, right? This guy, he said, Mika, first time he joined Swahili Nation in our conversation, he was really like, yes, he was really like, I don't know the word to use, but it was like he was really angry because of the system and everything. But yesterday he said something that it really touched me. He said, man, I want to appreciate you because I know more about Africa right now because of your platform. That's what he said. I know more about Africa because of your platform. Man, we are Africans, we should know about Africa, but we don't learn it. They don't teach us. We don't know it. We can name other countries around the world, but we cannot name 54 countries in Africa. I met one guy the other day and he didn't even know where is Burundi. I was like, shame on you, you don't know where is Burundi? And you're here? I'm sorry, I get upset sometimes. I was like, shame on you, but this thing, we don't even know the size of our continent. We don't know that the size of continent is bigger than Russia, than Europe, than whatever combined. We don't know because it looks this small in the map. But it's bigger than how it looks. You don't know. And I mean, the best thing I can do for you, because we have to change education now. We're going to change education. And how we can do? Okay, you guys go to school, but you'll all have another platforms like One Africa where you come and you learn about Africa. And I'm not the one that I'll teach, I'm not the only one, but we have so many people who knows about it, right? And they always talk and always talk and always talk. And I think that's one of the ways that we can, just hope that we'll receive a lot of support and maybe being given even this. I appreciate us TV and Science and Technology here for giving this, because through these people they'll be able to listen and to know about this stuff, right? And I'm not the only one who is doing it. A lot of people are doing it in different ways. We have to know ourselves and we need to know what we do have. What's the other question? No, that another question. Sadeka, you answer for yourself. The last question, because I know you have answers to that. You answer that. The rule of arts and yes, you know that. So he's a smart guy.
Yeah, I think I really love art. The thing is, it's one of the, for me, when I was, just to remind you of how I started following you. I mean, Tagazu mentioned about COVID, but for me, it was not COVID because I was in the midst of COVID, so you know, I was not staying at home. As a physician, I have to go and treat people. So it was not more of a depression out of the COVID situation, but rather about the country situation. It was also, when I started following you, there was, war drums were, being beaten everywhere. Although it didn't start overtly, there was that feeling. And it was an escape for me from the Facebook, basically, because the Facebook was really toxic at that time. And everybody was, as if no bullets would actually touch each one of us. People were really beating those drums. And it really made me depressed. So it was kind of an escape for me to go to art. Art is like, somebody said, art, many people use art as an escape, but as I did when I was following you, but actually it could be also a solution. It is a solution, because it keeps you out of the day-to-day life, and it elevates you to a different realm where, maybe it's a place where people could unite, because all of us have some kind of spirit. All of us have those rhythms that kind of synchronize with each other, and all of us have some melodies which are different, but when they kind of struck kind of chord, sometimes they produce something harmonized, into a very beautiful thing. So
people, I'm here with Sadeke, Ebenezer, and Betty. Guys, this is One Africa team right here. Look at us, disturbing the city of Ethiopia. Addis Ababa.
And there's no picture of it. I feel like I know you.
Right? We're friends.
One Africa team, we're here. Swahili Nation team, we're here. Woo!
And Abisha Traveler is here. So
And Abisha Traveler is here.
Yeah.
good morning.
All right, guys. Wow.